Okay. Good morning, everyone. Got to start with some analysis here. Oh, it's pretty funny. Biggie, uh, Biggie was the dude I was supposed to play in Top 48 as CEO, but I had to drop out. He seemed pretty jazzed about it. I wonder how it would have went. Oh wow, he's making love to Reflect. Totally. Yeah, he died to 2 straight Reflects there. Why? I mean, I guess the local is called no blocking, so it is what it is. Okay. Oh, he gets shot. Damn, this. Oh, okay. Okay. He's like not playing dead zones at all. Yeah, bro, my man has died. There's so many reflects. Of course you did. No one ever takes any initiative. It's always last minute shit. I don't know how Piccolo works the special tag. Maybe could have done something better there. Especially like if you don't have double. I don't know how like chopper elbow special tag work. Alright, let's see if he stops reflecting in this game too. He's gonna live. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna noodle arm him. But... He's kind of getting hit by everything, man. Bro, how many times is he gonna mash reflect on wake up and die? Like he's died every time for it. Where's my adaptation at? It's definitely offline. He's in the mainframe, man. The fuck is going on? This double jump is super bad. You never want to burn double jump going into your opponent like this. But now you can't change your air trajectory, so you're just kind of fucked. Pretty egregious. That's why Super Dash cooks your shit. It's too cold. I went for gimmicks. I'm definitely run up and do a combo. You would have died there. Nope. You guys take the name of your local really seriously, huh? Sensing very little blocking here. Look, you commit on round start a lot too. Is he gonna die to this? He's choosing like the worst options against Piccolo. It's either up tick or mash reflect, and he's died a lot of times for both. I don't understand. Oh wow. Okay. Well, this is a really dumb option from him, but you're dumb for not meeting after this. Like you have so much frame advantage after him air blocking. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, no. Expecting Vegito assist. If you do a proper anti-reflect, you can't reflect tag anyway, so it's safer. Is he gonna kill a character? Oh no. Okay. Alright. You're going kind of crazy. Alright. Kind of ugly. Round start super dash. Oh yeah, no. This is failure to accept consequences for your actions. With great power comes great responsibility. If you decide to press this bullshit ass invulnerable lariat and you whiff, great, just block. You don't have to take a chance on reflect. If you reflect, that means you could have blocked. And all it would have costed you is giving up your turn, but you never want to give up your turn. You personally, giving up your turn is fine, but your failure to accept your consequences is what gets you punished when you could have just blocked it out. Yeah, definitely the no blocking local. That is correct. Your forehead. Doesn't matter, still gonna live. Why did he do that instead of rot tagging Vegeta? That's so weird. Hmm. Movement's pretty lateral, so it's pretty easy to stuff it with key blasts, or just like moves. And so like you'll experience a lot of issues with characters that can sit outside of the range of EX punch while shooting, or even just like play the mid range with a stronger, like with just buttons instead of projectiles. Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, you definitely like held up or something. The dreaded Vegito 5M. Lateral howl. Do you know what lateral means? Your angles of attack are mostly the same each time. I guess I can like do a visualizer for this, but when you're like here, right, and your opponent is here, your angle of approach is usually just the straight line between you and your opponent. That's usually how you approach. And so like if that's the case, your opponent can notice like, oh, well, he's doing that and look to cut you off somewhere along the way, right? And so like switching up angles of approach is really important, which is why you'll see so many people choose different options to traverse the screen. Like you'll see people go up, right? Some people like go straight and then they'll go up, right? Or they'll come in from like this type of angle. It makes it so your opponent can't just like brain dead press something and stop you from getting in every single time. But to do that, you have to understand that there's more. There are many different ways to approach in neutral situations, like especially when you have assist available. When you're at solo, it's pretty hard to get away with a lot of things, but you're playing Piccolo, so it's like you can do a lot of things. Just spark to save the character. The problem with you going for this is that like essentially you're 50-50ing yourself anyway, because a good base Vegeta, if they ever go low, they're gonna do 2L 5H, which anti-reflects anyway. And so like you're still guessing essentially here, so it's yeah, you're better off to you're so much blue life that it's just better to spend the sparking here and save a character and also get offense. He doesn't have any meter to like counter vanish or anything like that, so once you sparking, you empty vanish, he like literally has to hold it or spend his sparking to stop you. I think it's height dependent though. Hmm. Yeah, you're doing a lot of this. A lot of damn, I whiffed something. Let me mash reflect so I don't have to give up a turn. You need to remove that from your repertoire immediately. You both do it. That's hilarious. Nah. You can't afford you can't afford when your opponent is sparked, you can't afford to not be meaty here, because like even if he didn't mash 5L, you're meterless and he has empty vanish. And so like if you're not 100% sure that you're meaty, you get cooked here like pretty much no matter what. And so like don't just like mash auto combo on his wake up, like actually wait for him to wake up and make sure that your shit is meaty, or else you're gonna get punished by like empty vanishes and shit a lot here too. You also get happy birthday. That is tough. So what you can do instead, right? If you really want to be safe against like wake up options, just call Piccolo early so that the orb is already out and meaties for you. And then you limited his options like severely, as opposed to trying to wait until after you whiff to call it. And now you get happy birthday instead. Shout out to happy birthdays. Overextension. Yeah. So this is like the same thing as you doing a -5 movement to reflect, where you whip this on a read, and then right now you're trying to escape and you get hit trying to escape. So you're committing a lot, but try instead of right. The problem is that you're not handling the problem at the source, right? So you're choosing moves and they're missing, and you're trying to mitigate disadvantage after you've whiffed these moves, or they have not made contact, when instead you could just pick your spots more with your moves, and so you never put yourself into that situation in the first place. That's the best way to attack problems like this. When someone chooses a bad move, right? If they're whiffing a move or it's not making contact, instead of thinking instead of thinking about how do I stop myself from getting punished after it's already done, you should be thinking about, well, maybe I shouldn't have pressed that in that situation, right? And show more restraint. If you're more picky about where you choose to actually press moves, then you're gonna be put in this situation a lot less. Because the only reason you get hit here is because you whiff, and then you're trying to escape the punishment from the whiff. If you never whiff in the first place, then there's nothing to avoid. You just don't get put in the situation at whatsoever. And so that's the way that you should approach problems like this. This is a really bad, like it's not even just like net play. It definitely exists a lot on net play, but there are players even in my tournaments that fucking do this shit all the time, and I tell them every time that like the failure to understand that like sometimes you just have to give up a turn will put you in a lot more trouble than not. And so we see a lot of people die for doing like lariat into DP and shit like that, because like why would you ever do that? Just give up your turn, it's fine. You don't get punished, you still get the block, you still get the defend. It's not like you give your opponent something free. So it doesn't make sense from a defensive philosophy standpoint. There's so many commitments on round start this set. Like kick. Reflect number 89,000. Yeah, see, like your approaches are almost always the same. You're like C key blast. All right, I'm gonna try to EX Lariat, even though like he's already taken off. Like, why would he reflect? He's +9 here. Wow. I think you and him both need to remove the reflect button from your controllers. This is like insane. What the fuck? What did I just see? EX? Man. Lord. If he's +9, wouldn't that mean he shouldn't reflect either? Yeah, neither of them should have. But especially not the person that's +9. Interesting that, like, you press reflect a lot, but like the one time that you should try it. So like, you know this is key blast property. So like, you see reflect is like actually pretty alright there, but he let him 50-50 you with a key blast assist. That's the hard part of using any defensive mechanic in this game. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Oof. A lot of shit going on right now. Going for resets again. Does that hit? I was gonna say, it doesn't make contact. Why'd he do that? I see. Yeah, so most of the issue in this set is just, there's a few different things. Approaches are very uninspired, like always the same approach every time on each of your characters. Always Lariat on SSJ4 Gogeta. It's always dash jump into mash JL with Piccolo. And so like, once your opponent finds out the answer to these approaches, right, you have an extremely hard time because you have no fallback, you have no contingency plan. And so like, there is something to be said about running a conventional game plan against people, but the problem is that your game plan is not strong enough to be hard committing to it in every single situation. And so you're gonna, until you refine that game plan and you find something that is better against a wider range of better players, you need to really think about how you need to adjust to your opponent. There wasn't much adjustment on either of these in this set, honestly. The main difference between the first 2 games that you win and the last 3 games that you lose is that he stopped giving you free hits on knockdown because he wasn't. I mean, he died to like 8 reflects in the first 2 games. Like every knockdown, he would mash reflect and die for it. And so in the last 3 games, he was the one usually getting the first hit. And so like he just snowballed from there because neither of you really know how to play defense. And so there's a few different things to consider here. First of all, sometimes just threatening your opponent with your presence is what's best. You don't always have to be pressing something. You don't always have to be choosing a move. Sometimes just moving and being near your opponent is enough to force advantage in situations. You'll get people that choose panic options because they feel very uncomfortable when their opponent is so close to them. And so like you have assist to play around too. You're playing double neutral assist. So it's not like it should be that difficult to threaten space, especially if you like move into the mid range and then call Broly or call Piccolo. It's like that shit will play neutral for you. But you have to be willing to be patient and still play reactive from your opponent, because at the end of the day, it is still a losing matchup. Like you're playing base Vegeta versus Vegeta. It's a losing point matchup, but like assists mitigate matchups in this game in a big way. So you have to be willing to be patient and play around them. If you try to hard commit every single time, you're gonna die. You're gonna die a lot, and that's kind of what happened here. And so yeah, there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things with that matchup that you can do, but just because you can do something doesn't necessarily mean that you should do it. I think a lot of players have an issue, a big issue with that. Knockdown wise, like you need to really learn how to play defense. Like honestly, your only defensive utilization for you and him were just reflect. You guys didn't do anything else. Oh, actually, technically, you matched Vanish out of the corner a few times, but like the game gives you so many options that you shouldn't have to be relying on this. So you have different tech options. You have guard cancel. You have GC Vanish now. Of course, you have sparking. You have character specific shit like guard point on Piccolo. Armor on Broly, right? You have a lot of different defensive options that you can use, but like you're mostly just relying on just one, and every now and then you know, we get a Vanish out of the corner, and so like it's not that hard to answer your defense. Neither of you is hard to hit, is the problem, right? Neither of you is hard to hit. It's very easy to hit both of you, and so you're just literally banking on who gets the first neutral opening, and then usually that person wins. That's usually how it goes. Whichever one of you hits the other first usually carries the momentum to the end of the game, because both of your defense is not good. And so like you can fix that by improving your defense and being more patient on defense. The person that's patient on defense is the hardest to fight because they're gonna pick their spots for their defensive mechanics. And you can't cover everything in this game in most cases. And so like they're gonna choose an option on offense, you're gonna choose an option on defense, and very rarely are they gonna choose the exact one option that they needed to enter. So this is a difficult problem. Stop mashing reflect after you whiff shit. Okay, if you whiff shit, accept the consequences. Because most of the time in this game in particular, recovery is pretty low, and so like if you whiff some shit, you can usually still block. Very rarely are you getting whiff punished in this game because of how recovery works. And so like you can just block and let him take a turn, and that is your punishment. Your punishment is losing the turn, but that doesn't mean that you're actually straight up getting punished and eating a combo. You just are gonna have to play some defense, which is fine. It's not bad to play defense in this game. That shit has to go. It's really bad. Like I cannot stress this enough. Another thing is stop going for resets on Broly. Like it's not that good. It's not that good. What's the best type of offense in this game is the offense that's consistent. Consistency is key when it comes to fighters. Resets are inconsistent by nature because you're guessing on your opponent's tech in the first place, and so it leads to a situation where if you're wrong on a reset, then you straight up get punished. And worst case, you straight up get punished. Best case, like maybe they don't punish you, but you're still left in the air above your opponent that most often has an assist. And so you're just gonna have to guess what they're gonna do anyway, because you can't see your opponent at that point, and you have no idea what they're gonna choose. And so like it's just not a favorable situation to put yourself in. Just focus on taking conventional SKD Oki and just meeting him over and over and over again. And when you were doing that, when you were meeting him repeatedly, you were winning a lot because he was choosing things that just get blown up by doing meaties on offense. So there's no reason to really stop. You just sometimes have to change how you do your meaty. Not all meaties are created equal. Like a meaty with your point character is different than doing a meaty with an assist. Both are good, but they cover different things. If I'm afraid my opponent's gonna DP or bust out or something, or even spark, right? I might choose the meaty with the assist to keep myself safe. When I'm not worried about those things and I'm more worried about things like uptech, then I'm more inclined to meaty with my point character, just because I just get more coverage that way. You're not playing an explicit anti-air assist, so it's not like you can cover all the techs immediately at once. But Piccolo is like almost there. Like you can cover a lot of shit with Piccolo just alone. But either way, whatever tech is missing, you can cover with your point character as well. Let your assist handle, a certain subset of options, and then with your point character, you handle the ones that are not covered by the assist. Oki, you anti-reflect plus tag on orb Oki. I think 5L5M anti-reflects after orb, if I remember correctly. It might be 2M. I'm not sure. You could probably even do 5H. I don't know. I don't play Piccolo. But I do remember him having like pretty consistent anti-reflex setups post orb on SKD. So there are options. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. Can't you react to reflect tab, or that's what I'm saying. Like I think you do 5L 5M, and then if they tag, they die. And that's how it should go, at least. Like that's what I see Hook do, at least. You know how it is. But yeah. You have more options here. Stop holding your sparking. Like it's the best resource in the game. There's no reason that you're letting characters die when you could spark and get the best offense in the game and get 50% blue life back, right? And just completely nullify any type of approaching mix-up as well. Like it's too good to not press. And the strongest spark in the game is level 1 spark. And so like when our opponent hits us in the point matchup and they knock us down, are we sad about having to spend level 1 spark? No, absolutely not. Because at that point you've already gained the meter that you need to empty vanish after the sparking, and you're gonna put them into a situation where they're forced to take your mix up or spark themselves. And like that is very good. That's very good. You go from severe disadvantage to, wow, I forced my opponent to spend the most important resource in the game. And they probably won't kill me because sparking regen is dumb, even if they do land a mix-up. So it's too good to not spend. Don't hold it. You're not saving it for anything. Don't save it for your last character. Don't save it, blah. Right. The most important thing in this game is keeping your team together. A 3-person team is almost always stronger than teams with 2 characters or 1 character, and so. Spending whatever resource needed to keep the team together is usually what's going to be the best option. But the overarching thing about the way that you're playing neutral, because you're only playing you're playing characters that don't have that don't have conventional ki blast game. In Gogeta and Piccolo, and so like your neutral is going to be more focused around movement more so than just like pressing moves and praying. And that's why people feel like neutral with those characters is so hard, is because you can't just press shit. It's the same with like Bardock in a way. He has the ki blast, but you can't just like throw shit out constantly, because you just put yourself in like some really bad situations. And so like the scariest people that pilot those characters are those that are patient and are more selective about where they choose moves and threatening the space of their opponent. So you should think about that as well. Neutral is not as simple as, okay, let's both just flail and throw out moves until one of us gets hit. There's a lot of opportunities to take space from your opponent without committing really hard, so you should focus on those aspects more so than just like pressing EX Lariat 100 times in a game. So yeah, what I got for you. I don't know, man. I don't even know if I want to do Zaphion's. He definitely submitted late. Look at him. Dude waits all week. Tough. Alright, what time does this one start? 64. Yeah, no problem, man. What the fuck is this? Oh, is it this one? Why is this timestamp like? Wait, but this isn't money. Okay, bro. Yeah, y'all need to work on your timestamp skills. What the fuck is this? Please no, don't smoke me. You know, I'm not seeing a whole lot of reason to not smoke you, given that you literally waited to the last minute and you were late on top of that. Crazy. No, you didn't. I've been live for 38 minutes, which means I went live at 11 a.m. You submitted at 11:01. Check my uptime, buddy. You may not have got the notification, but I was definitely live. Crazy. Okay, anyway. Bonnie and Complex, huh? All right. That'd be ugly. Okay. Yep. Holding north. Holding north. Yeah, okay. So, this is common nowadays because these children are also, all these children have trouble accepting their consequences. And so like when they whiff shit, they almost always like try to mask some shit to get their turn back. So if you jump away, just wait for your assist here. You don't have to you don't have to overextend by IEDing back in. Just like because like 21's coming off cooldown here, right? You could just like JS and then just like mash 21 assist, and like if he presses the 2H anyway, right, he just gets full comboed. If he doesn't press the 2H, most of the time he's not gonna escape in time. Like he's gonna try to jump and like get his legs clipped by 21 and like get jailed to the ground, which is like pretty good for you. So you don't have to try that there. You could also try like JS EX Lariat as a punish instead. Like IEDing back in is like really greedy. I would just spark here. I wouldn't take the chance. I mean, so like the reason I wouldn't take the chance here is because if he does something like the fake IDs into the command grab, you might just die. I actually don't know how much damage this command grab does. I'm not sure if this kills you or not. It probably doesn't, actually. I can't tell. Would I consider that a punish? No, it wasn't a punish. It absolutely wasn't. Wait, did you mash? What are you doing? Yeah, I mean, just because you reflect doesn't mean it's your turn, man. I feel like you know better, though. Like, pull yourself together. You missed your jail here. Yeah, that's why we air dash forward before our staircases, so that this doesn't happen. That was almost cool. You almost turned this into a good mix-up, but you went mid. You also didn't know. He also didn't know that he was gonna get pushed under. Pretty funny. Yeah, 21 things. What? Yeah, that was pretty whack. Can't lie. If you're gonna special tag, you might as well just like dive and do it off of that. Why'd you do vanish? Kinda weird. Weird champ. Okay. How did this work, actually? I guess he really just hesitated 3 frames. +3. I don't know how you clash there. It's weird. That's pretty lucky clash, man. Ah, yeah. So this is what I mean, right? Like, look at this. He lariats in. He's like, damn, that shit didn't work, so I'm gonna mash 2H because I'm guessing. And then he fucking gets a super because he's mashing so hard. Go figure. What is that? Bro, what are you doing? What? Important thing, right? This is important against Broly, especially against complexes Broly. This is also important against like players like Cater because none of them actually understand the process of risk reward in the video game. And so like what usually happens is you jump, right? You jump the command grab. But command grabs have like notoriously low recovery in this game. And so like if you're lazy and you did a normal jump and you try to fall with a button, right? They mash reflect or they mash 2H and you will get hit or lose your turn in some way. And so the most important thing in this situation is to realize that you can still be considered in disadvantage here, even if you jump the command grab. And so you should focus more on jump the command grab, escape the corner, right? Mitigate disadvantage first. The positioning matters more than getting a straight up punish immediately. And if you go for the straight up punish, it's way more risky just because they could YOLO something. If you focus on getting out, then if they mash 2H or if they mash reflect, both of them whiff because you've already IED'd out of the corner. Or on top of that, right? If you're trying to play defense against command grabs, you'd rather super jump here. So you don't even have to spend a double jump resource whenever you actually escape the command grab. Of course, that takes more frames to do, and so like you won't always have time. But you do want to be really mindful of situations like this. If you have an assist, you can fuzzy jump plus assist, and that's like way more safer for sure. But obviously, you're not always gonna get put into pressure with an assist available. But just be really careful about falling into the trap of my opponent whiffed at a command grab, so it must be my turn. Because Dragon Ball FighterZ is a really interestingly programmed game, and that's not always the case. Can you jump the command grab and mash level 3 super? You will not punish. If you're gonna level 3 super him, just level 3 the command grab. There's no reason to jump and then level 3. Just level 3 the command grab if you're gonna level 3. Even some of the better Broly's are doing that shit. Like Coach does that a lot too. He mashes 2H after whiffing command grab. Okay. He down tick mash? Oh yeah, he down tick mashes like a lot. Yeah. It's good option to cover down tick mash there. You want to cover that a lot playing against this kid. Oh wow, that's awkward. Oh, that's even more awkward. I can't believe this hit him. So, okay. This is an example of, right, why pressing something as you're falling isn't always the best option, right? A lot of people just autopilot into mashing shit on the way down because this game doesn't have trip guard, so you don't get landing recovery on buttons when you press them in the air, except if it's like a key blast or something. And so like almost all the time people mash something coming down, but this is a case where he shouldn't have, because if he just did IED back, this 2H completely whiffs and he actually punishes you. But because he pressed JM on an IED back, also shout outs to that hitbox, it's pretty funny. Speaking of which, the clip of the day involves Zam 2H, it's pretty funny. So, he's threatening. So what he's threatening here is EX. Like you can tell by the way that he's like he's doing like explicit dash block, right, to try to keep you in this range, because this is the range that EX hits. And so you want to be really mindful, right? This is like pretty much the one thing you have to look for when he's on the ground. When he's in the air, Gojitas tend to mash JS and then do the little kicky move. You know what I'm saying? The little flip kick. They do that a lot. Right, and so like what I would do is probably try to focus on forcing him into the air, and then once he's in the air, try to challenge him with a good mid-range super dash or something like that, because it's the option that they're choosing most of the time. So getting hit by this lariat is GG's though, so you want to be really careful. Wow, poetry. Wow, man, I really know what I'm talking about. That's OD. Isn't that sick? Autopilots. Yeah, he does deserve that. Now this was after block too, right? You didn't reflect? I think he was just really high up, because it can frame trap, but I think he was too high or something. Let me look at this again. Oh yeah, he double jumped. Look how high he is, bro. He spent his double jump first and then did this. No discipline. No discipline at all. Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness. Okay, next game. That worked? Holy shit. Having an 8-frame 5M is really nice, huh? Most characters don't get a combo for hitting their opponent like this. I can't believe this combos. That's pretty crazy. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't combo. He just held up. Oh, never mind. I was like, what? He just fucking held up afterwards. That's what's up. Yeah, Mani has this issue where he goes for some very unnecessary combos in situations where like you could drop and lose the game. It was like that on his Blue Goku too, but sometimes you just gotta kill the thing that's in front of you, man. Oh no. Okay, you Bardock players, alright? Don't let your opponent 6M you, alright? Don't ever let your opponent 6M. If you 6M Bardock, you're asking for it. You're asking for it. Press EX. Don't backdash, don't 5L, just press the EX. They're asking for it. They're asking for it 6Ming Bardock. He's like the one character in the game that you should just really not 6M. Yeah, you should not 6M this character. Because what happens after is not going to be pretty unless you do something really random, like doing 6M into reflect or 6M into like counter or DP or some shit. But like, why would you even put yourself into that situation? Bardock EX is 6 frames. It beats everything. It beats everything. If you try to clash, if you 6M Bardock and you try to clash with a 5L, you lose. If you backdash, you lose. And so like, just press it. Yeah, just press it. If he's doing it assisted, it's different, of course, but like, just press that shit, man. It's too good. It's too good to not press. He truly is the king of Clash. No. Okay, no reason to not spark back here, right? Think about this from a game philosophy standpoint. He spent his sparking. He does not empty vanish for the mix-up for whatever reason. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He spends the assist on the staircase, right? He doesn't have it for a mix-up. And so the moment you notice he spent that assist, just spark. You mitigate all the advantage he brought up. And if you catch him not down teching, then you can do a lot of different shit here. Now you don't have any meter, but you're mostly spending it to just be like, okay, well, your sparking is now useless because you have nothing behind it. You can try to force a situation with like empty vanish or something if he really wants to, but Bardock has really extremely strong checks to empty vanish scenarios in the first place, to the point where I think if he empty vanishes in neutral and does the JS thing, I think 2-6M just hits him before then because it's 8 frames. So there's like very few situations where he comes out on top on a raw empty vanish situation. Assisted, it's different, but like he doesn't have an assist here, so even if he gets hit, he can't kill. It doesn't matter. You still give him all the advantage. It doesn't matter. You give him all the meter. You give him a free opportunity to rotate his character if he would have chosen it here. You get level 3'd by Broly, and you're forced to spend your sparking. Do you really want to play that? Not really. If you could just avoid the situation altogether, there's no reason to take a situation that you don't have to in the first place. This is really random, actually. I hate everything about what happened here. So he hits 21, and then he does Lariat, and you try to 5M to punish him, and he 5M punishes you. That's, man, Dragon Ball Fighters. That's sick, man. Very cool. Proper smart. Oh, you scared. Yeah, be like that. Oh, all right. Almost. The game philosophy here was correct, but he's just not close enough to 5M him. Rare case of Zamasu 5M not reaching. You also did the thing. You did the thing that I told you to punish him for. What the fuck is that? Okay. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Okay. Yep. Okay. What are you doing? Do you know what the barrier does? If you don't know, just let me know, bro. Why would you do this? What? The barrier is still clearly there, man. Just fly or something. What are you doing? Oh, you are holding north. Wow. Wow. This is an ugly ass set. Yeah, I don't know what business he has pressing EX grab in the first place, but he got punished for it. It takes super long to get there. What the fuck is this? So, okay, you miss a moon jump is what happens here. I know what a missed moon jump looks like. You didn't get dash momentum. You press JM, it whiffs, and then you just get hit. You definitely could have blocked that. I don't know what you were trying to do. Maybe jump or something, but what is happening? Okay, like I said before, right? And this, all of you can learn this about this matchup. So Vegeta, right, he can't EX here because it doesn't reach, right? It stops like here. And so like because of 21 strong mid-range options, if he lariats in, he actually just straight up gets punished. 5M will hit him, 5S, even like 2M will make contact here. And so like what you should be aiming for in neutral is to threaten anytime that he leaves the ground. So anytime that he leaves the ground, right, you should move forward immediately. The reason you should move forward immediately is because he knows that he cannot contend with your options moving forward while he's in the air. He can't do shit because if he lariats, it goes over top of your head, right? The only thing that he could do is when you're really close, he could press JS if he really wanted to and do the kick thing that he literally died for last game, by the way. But what he's choosing to do most of the time is he jumps, and then anytime he sees any forward movement, he spends double jump. And once he spends double jump, it's actually just over, just straight up, because if you choose like a mid-range super dash, it'll go through JS anyway. He can't lariat and make contact, and even if he does JS and you block it, it's so high that he gets 2H on the EX overhead anyway, and so it doesn't do anything for him, right? And he also doesn't jail into vanish, so it's not like he gets a free way in. And so you essentially checkmate a lot of options here by just like taking space from him anytime you see him leave the ground. And you can force him to leave the ground by just calling Zam Assist. You call Zam Assist, you move forward. Oh wow, he's probably going to try to avoid getting jailed to the ground, and so he will match something and you just punish afterwards. Very simple. And this matchup is like not good for him at all. Like it's not even a little bit. I'll press on his plus frames. I see. We're missing rejumps though. Why are you pressing 2H here for? Bro, you're winning. A neutral reset is not bad for you. Just back up. Why give him a free kill? He can do double jump IED, but that loses the SD too. That's what I'm saying. Like everything he does at that point loses the SD. And most double jump IED buttons are not going to hit a grounded opponent anyway. Actually, I don't think any will. Okay, he is showing you that after 6M, he chooses backdash like overwhelming majority of the time. So I need a call out. I need a call out here. He's choosing backdash like every time. Do something. Please. Yeah, we're out of here. We're out of here. We don't got to interact. We're backing up. Back it up. Back it up. All right, you don't have a lot of room. Now we're going the other way. Yup. Yup. Back up. No. No. Does this have recovery? No, it doesn't, right? He could have just dashed and then blocked. Yeah, I think you definitely should have just blocked there. So the thing is, right, is if you do this, if you do the dash, right, and let's say he SDs at you, if you block the SD, you get your air option back. You get your double jump back. You get all of that. And so, like, you don't have to do anything here. You can literally force him to overextend over and over and over again, and then next time he does that shit, you just kill him. But you can also just level 3 his SD here too, which is something you should definitely add to your gameplay. But mostly, like, you don't have to press a button falling here. Just let him SD you. Let him SD you, and you get your double jump, you get your jump resource back, which makes it really hard for him to make contact. Really hard to make contact post SD situation. And even if he does, you're gonna block airborne, and it's not gonna jail you to the ground because you're so high up. Like, look how high up you are on the ground here. It's not gonna jail you all the way down, so it's like fine. Teleport just happens after. It's a command dash during flight. We're out of there, right? Like, that super dash is super fucking bad. This super dash is, man, I really don't feel like winning, right? You gotta kill him for shit like this. When you're choosing to fly away as Zam, right? A lot of people are just doing it just to do it. There should still be a goal in mind. We still need to win the game, right? We still need to win the game. And so, like, if your opponent hangs themselves and gives you the game, then you have to take that shit, man. You gotta, or else there's no point in flying away from your opponent in the first place. If we're not trying to bait in a mistake, then what are we doing? And he's committing over and over again. Look how many times he committed on you. With no answer whatsoever. You gonna choose super dash again? No, you just get fucking punched because you pressed something falling. Like, you gave him so many opportunities, man. You gave him like 8 or 9 opportunities where he just like literally YOLO'd in and you did nothing about it. It's insane. You're not gonna run into many players that give you that, like, it's very rare for players to give you this many chances, especially strong players. Like, what are you doing? What are you This is crazy. So you need to delay this JS or this JL because he air blocks here, so it's not actually a high-low. So you need to delay this button so that he actually lands on the ground, and then it's an actual 50-50 there. What the fuck was that? Missed orbs, maybe? Missed orbs? Or flight? I don't know. That's really fucking bad. That's really quite bad. Quite bad. I hate seeing shit like that. Oh no. Oh no, Mani. You're falling apart. His team's gonna kill you off of like pretty much every opening, so you can't afford to make mistakes like that. Just spend the spark, man. If you're that afraid of blocking what comes after, just spend it, man. Because if you spend it there and he hits you, you still don't die. Forcing your way in without an assist? Why? Why not wait until 21's off cooldown? Why go in here? You have the privilege of playing against Blue Gogeta, whose long range isn't oppressive like in any way. So like, what's the point of trying to force your way in with no coverage? Poor decision making there, I think. Where's my button? If you button him here after empty vanish, he doesn't get to mash assist. You just jail into the ground and you have 21 assists for the mix-up. You just didn't press shit though. He didn't even super jump, so his character wouldn't have turned around if he like mashed DP or something. Yeah, so some of these situations on -5s, right? Just EX lariat them. It's the same as challenging with 5L, right? It's the same frame. It's the same frame startup. You just cover a lot more. You cover people doing backdash and shit like that, or trying to outspace you, right? Because sometimes characters with like really strong M buttons will try to force this spacing where 5L doesn't hit, and so if you 5L, then they can whiff punish you with like a 5M or something, right? You can't do that to EX Lariat. There's no spacing around this move, right? They cannot create enough distance between you and them to not get EX Lariated, right? It goes mad far. And so like sometimes in these -5 situations, just press EX. Just press EX if you're unsure. Yeah, he did 2-6L, but like a lot of Gojitas do like late cancel on Rekkas, right? That's probably what he's afraid of. It's him doing like the stagger second Rekka or whatever, I guess. But I think if you're gonna challenge there, just fuck it. Especially because he's showing you he's gonna backdash. Bro, he's pressed backdash so many times this set, and you just haven't done anything about it. It's like, it's so bad to backdash against Bardock like that too. Like, so bad. Like, you'll see Coach, like, he'll take his turn with EX Lariat. Like, his opponent does a -5 move, right? His opponent does a -5 move. He challenges with EX because it covers backdash. A lot of people are doing -5 into backdash, right? You just get a free punish every time they do that shit. No. Okay, that worked out. This is awkward as shit though. Like, this is super awkward. That's hilarious. You got pretty fortunate here, but we take those. So, okay, this is poor resource management. First of all, if you're gonna do a vanish combo to maximize, right, spend the Ki Blast volley on the first part of the combo, because it does really good damage on like high damage starter combos, and you also build the meter, right? If you do it post vanish, you don't get any meter for it anymore. So you want to spend it on the first part of the combo, like do Ki Blast volley, then dive, then vanish afterwards, right? And that also frees up your forward steal slot, right? So the problem here is if you don't spend it before you dive, after you dive, the only way that you can end your combo is with saying command grab, but you don't want to do that anyway because you're not low enough to get the SKD from it in the first place. And so you want to spend the Ki Blast volley to free up your air 2 through success slot, and then after the vanish you can actually still end in an SKD afterwards because you freed up the slot previously. Choosing to spend it afterwards, I think this is two mistakes at the same exact time, because like you do this combo and you 2 through success, but like even after you do this, you don't have to spend the command grab. Don't spend this command grab like this unless it's gonna kill him, because it does do high damage at the end of combos. There's no reason to spend this steal. It's too good. You know how good this steal is. There's no reason to spend it in this situation when it doesn't give you a knockdown. It doesn't create more advantage for you in any way. You literally just give up the slot and become less threatening in the game for doing this. So it's pretty dumb. Like, look at this. You say in command grab him for what? You're full screen again. Now you don't have any steals to work with. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Whereas before, you could have threatened the airspace. You could challenge air. So like how I like to use the move a lot is like I'll move into the mid range with like moon jump or dash jump, and I'll try to cut off my opponent air to airing me with saying command grab. If they try to go up and like JL me or something, they just get grabbed and die. And you can cover with assist, and it has like no recovery at all, even if you end up whiffing it. So it's like, what the fuck did they do about it? It's complete nonsense. So it's too valuable to give up in those situations. And once again, right, this is the same thing that we talked about before, where you're doing normal jump, right? This is not fast enough to get an explicit punish on a whiff like that, and you're air dashing back in, which is really unsafe. You have no neutral coverage, right? So ideally, like when you do a jump back like this, you'd want to call assist, right, to try to force some type of interaction for your opponent. But this is really lazy. You jump back and then you just lazily ID back in, trying to get your turn back, and he's proven that he will press 2H in these situations. And so like I think that's failure to adapt to your opponent in that case. Oops. And now you're getting laughed on. It's a pretty hard spot to win from. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Because you this is like the one case where you should have mashed. This actually has a decent amount of recovery. Not often you run into shit like this. He messed up. I think he tried to EX command grab you or something, I guess. But this is actually just a free punish for you, unfortunately. But you're so traumatized by Broly, you were holding tag already. And there you go. You get that EX. You dropped this combo? Bro, what are you doing? Maybe like miss a dash buffer or something. That's tough. That was like that was gonna be so good for you too. Because you still gain meter on that combo afterwards because you didn't spend a vanish. But I think you need to realize that like once you drop this combo, so like you go for EX and you don't dash forward, right? And you get a 5L, just give up here, right? Don't overextend, right? Like you whiff the 5L, don't overextend into the corner after you've already whiffed this. Like if you drop the combo, that's fine. Just disengage, wait for your assist to come off cooldown. You choosing to go in even after you drop the combo and your opponent is in airborne state, it's just, there's a lot of ways that this can go wrong because he can mash assist here, right? He can fall with an armored button. There's like a lot of situations where like super dash will like cross you up here too if you like push your way into the corner. So don't play games with it. If you drop the combo, just let it be. It's fine. You can still play neutral and you still have opportunities to create advantage elsewhere, but trying to this is a really bad overextension on your part. You don't need to go in here after you drop this combo. And you try to anti-air him, but it's just not fast enough. Things happen too quickly in those situations to bet it on. Unfortunately, I think if you press JM here, you actually make contact. This is close. I want to say you actually do make contact. Don't know if it would be a punish in time, but I think you would at least make contact and get a string because your 21 assist is pretty much off cooldown, but you gotta be a little bit more confident there. Okay. 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 It's not fast enough. Yeah, so if you see him do 2 to success, it's like fine to do stuff like this, but this is not fast enough. It's not fast enough to punish barrier. You got hit by the super afterwards. That's pretty funny. Yeah, he always down tech mashes. You got to be ready for that. You just got to be ready. You were ready for it one situation before, but this time you let him get away with it. Just have that 5M ready, bro. See him down tech, press that 5M, and yeah, he actually dies. And then the game is completely different from there. Drops. You double jumped in the corner though, right? This is where your mistake is. You tech, right? Which is fine. But you choose double jump instead of like ID forward or even just fall. You chose the one option that you get checkmated on. Almost. Almost. This almost works, right? There's a lot of situations where this will work. But this vanish is really bad. This is GG's. He just didn't JL for whatever reason. But yeah, the game's over here. For you gave him the game by mashing vanisher. Honestly, like if you're gonna 5LL with Bardock here, I just let it rock. Honestly. Just let it rock. Like let the third hit rock because the hitbox is massive. If he blocks it, you're plus. There's not many things he can do here to hit you out of it either. He doesn't have like a level 3 or anything that he can mash and punish you. So I would honestly just let the third hit rock. And then like you could choose like EX Lariat or something to like to try to end the string, or even 5LLL into nothing. You could just sit there and wait for him to like press armor or something if you really wanted to, but sometimes like that would be a definition of like where that's what I tell people. Like there's good mashes and there's bad mashes. That would have been a really good mash to press the third one. Because he can't get an assist out in time either, so he does empty vanish assist. The Gogeta just gets cooked. So, but yeah, you kind of threw this. You kind of threw this set. You need to pay more attention to what your opponent is doing, both in their offensive tendencies and their defensive. And so, like, if you would have latched on to the fact that he often down tick mashes, then you get free hits a lot, right? If you notice that he likes to press 2H after his opponent jumps back, right? Like, then you would stop IDing in afterwards and eating those free 2H punishes. I think some of your... So you need to be forcing... You need to be oppressing with movement more. Like, you're forcing... You're causing sorry. You're doing the hard part where you're forcing your opponent to spend the jump resource in neutral. But then you're not capitalizing on that, right? And so your advantage is pretty much all for naught. You created a situation where you should be in severe advantage, but you're not doing anything with it. And so, like, you have to be decisive in these situations. You have to either commit to pressing your advantage or choose hard disengage. You can't be in between. You can't, like, move forward and be like, okay, I'm gonna do something here, and then be like, I'm kind of scared, I don't really want to go for it, and then go in after, right? Deliberation. Because by the time that you've made that decision in your mind, your window of opportunity has already gone, right? It's already out of there. So it's okay for you to show hesitation, like maybe you don't want to get reversal by your opponent or whatever, but very, very rarely will choosing to hesitate and then go in be the right option, because how recovery and shit works in this game. And so, like, it's okay to decide, like, okay, I don't actually want to go in and I want to reset back to neutral. You're winning neutral a lot against them anyway, so like it's not a bad thing to do. But you can't get halfway there and then get iffy about things, or else it'll turn out really ugly. And that's what happened in a lot of these situations. But yeah, you're forcing your opponent into the air and then not doing much with it. I think more mid-range SD against characters like this will help you a lot. I think when you choose fuzzy jump, or you choose jump on defense, try to super jump more, because if you so the dynamic changes severely. Like when Broly's running offense on you and you and you super jump instead of normal jump, a lot of shit changes. The reason that he mashes 2H is because if you jump back, right, you're still pretty limited in what you can do here, because like even if you choose to jump forward afterwards, right, you don't get that far. If you IED back in, it's easily reactable. If you double jump back, then like your back's to corners. This is hard to deal with, right? But if you super jump, it changes, because now we super jump and we're really high, and so like he has to guess. He has to either go for an air to air, which is hard to get on a super jumping opponent because they have drift control. He can mash 2H, but it likely will miss because you're so high that it won't do anything. And then he also can't see your assists as well, if you happen to be in a situation where you have an assist for a fuzzy jump punish. So I would say try to do that a little bit more so than just doing normal jump and then IDN. Normal jump IDN is really lazy, like really lazy, and it does not punish these low recovery command grabs like Broly. And so like, yeah, I don't want to see that very much more from you. Stop going for complicated combos when you have a kill. Like literally just ABC, knock them down, kill them. Like I don't care about brownie points for doing, you know, super crazy optimal re-jump, flight, cancel, fucking dildo combos, right? I don't care about that, right? What I do care about is, wow, Monty smoked him because he killed the character whenever he got the hit. That's what's gonna matter a lot more. There's no reason to do all this extra shit whenever you have a kill. It's a trap that you fell into with Blue Goku. It's a trap that you're falling into with Zamatsu as well. And so, yeah, you need to stop that. You need to stop yourself from doing that before it becomes a really big problem. When you flight, right? When you flight with Zem and you dash, you don't have to press a button. It's enticing to press a button because his buttons are huge, right? But sometimes dashing into nothing is really good, because of the way that you refresh jump resources when your opponent like super dashes at you or something. You need to level 3 these super dashes. You have 7 bars in a 1v1 against Gogeta, a character that struggles to get in against Zamasu severely, right? And you're not level 3 punching, you're not level 3 punishing super dashes from here to here. You're flying up here, he super dashes you from here, and you're not level 3ing him? What is that? What sense does that make? The fucking random ass Zamasu's online who don't know what they're doing with level 3 this super dash. So I better see you level 3 this shit, especially in last character situations where they have no assist coverage, they don't have key blast game, they don't have anything. What does Gogeta do to flying Zamasu? What does he do? He can't do shit. He actually cannot do anything. He has to bet on a system mechanic. And so you should have that wherewithal of being like, okay, well, this is the only thing that he can do, and he's been choosing it 8 times in a row against me. I wonder if he's gonna super dash again. They will. They don't have patience. They just want the game to be over. So like there's this like interesting mental concept where like in last character situations, people choose the option that often gets them killed. And the reason is because mental fatigue is a very real thing. People don't like playing in tense situations for long periods of time. This extended back and forth of one character versus one character where the next hit wins. People don't like playing that for a very long time. Often they'll just choose an option to get it over with, regardless of the outcome. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. They just want it to be over, right? It hurts. It hurts them to have to, you know, it just weighs on their conscience a lot. It weighs on their mind and you know, their mental endurance. And so they will just choose an option just so it's over with, regardless of the outcome. And so you should be ready to punish that if you're playing a character like Zamasu, who often puts characters in a checkmate scenario in 1v1. There are a lot of characters that just can't do anything to flying Zam, right? There's just a lot of characters that can't do that. It's not every character. A lot of characters do have options against flying Zam, but this one surely, that Gogeta situation really pains me, because I think you just failed to understand how much advantage you really had. And so you're putting yourself in some really bad spots when you shouldn't be. It should just be, wow, the set's over, he got 2-0'd, he got smoked, and then, you know, chat flames him, because chat always flames anyone who loses in this game. And so like you need to do better. This is a situation where like you're a pretty solid player, but like you're making some very poor decisions. And so like it's changing a lot of breakpoints and sets. These small things that I'm going over are the difference between winning 2-0 and losing 2-1, right? Literally, that's quite literally what happened here. A level 3 on a super dash makes this 2-0 handshake. We're done. We're on to the next set. Instead, you chose not to. You lost 2-1. You gave him a chance to come back into the game, and then you lost game 3. Don't need that, right? This is the mentality both for situations like this and also in pools. Whenever you go to majors, right? You can't give people this many opportunities, right? Because when you play against, to get to play against the really strong players, you have to beat people in pools. And so you need to smoke them with your game plan and actually punish the opportunities that they give you, or else it's going to feel like, man, I really got randomed out by that guy in pools. That felt really bad, right? Why not just do something to prevent that from happening altogether? It just be like that. It just be like that. You can do better. You can be better. And so I don't want to see shit like that again. If I do, then I'll fucking, I don't know. I'll lose my fucking mind and I'll bang you from my clouds, all right? Just be better next time. All right, cool. Work on that. Work on that. Zam is lame. Play him lame, all right? He's supposed to be a lame character. Thanks for the follow. Run this back. God. I'm pretty sure on delay auto combo you can actually perfect attack check him, but I don't think you have the cojones for that. Oh, he missed. Uh-oh. No. This is a bad habit you have. You double jump EX rolling crush a lot when you're in corner. There's a lot of reasons that this is not that good. The first reason is that it's airborne, so you get 2H'd if they're grounded. Another thing is it will lose to a lot of assists as well. And so like it's a pretty nasty YOLO option, especially if you choose it after double jump. So like if you tech right and you're in the air and you choose it, it would be better than spending double jump and then choosing it, because you give your opponent less time to think about what's happening. Now if you do it off of tech, he can still answer it, like he can still 2H it, he can still do all the same things, but he has less time. When you spend double jump here, you give him time to be like, okay, well now his options are limited. And so like if you're gonna EX, I would rather, I mean honestly, I'd just rather you not choose anything here. If I had to choose something here, maybe like the other rolling crush plus assist would be more consistent, because like if he's just mashing auto combo or legs, you can't even press assist here, it just gets hit on incoming. So there's not a whole lot of ways that this goes right for you. It also unfortunately doesn't jail to the ground like you thought it would here, right? So like yeah, you EX him and it doesn't even fully make contact, and he just fucking mashes. And he kills the whole character for that. Okay, be careful about situations like this. It goes for all you Gotenks players. Actually, it's not even just Gotenks. It's honestly something I see a lot. So, you drop the combo and he techs, and so like you immediately press another button to try to jail him, right? And he holds it, but he doesn't have to hold it here. And this is something you want to be really careful about. If he like mashes tag or something after this tech, you give him a free hit, because tag will absolutely smoke you here. So, and you also don't have an assist to cover. You spent your double jump. There's a lot of ways that this can go wrong. And so be careful about overextending. It's okay to reset back to neutral. You drop the combo, you don't have an assist. A lot of scramble situations are not going to be in your favor, especially because you're playing against DP assist as well. And so like, it's really dangerous to stay in and try to get the hit over and over and over again when you've pretty much lost all sorts of advantage that you had there. So be mindful of that. You will get blown up for that in the future. Okay, try to do proper clash. You did 2L vanish. Fine. This is very blockable, honestly. Like, yeah, you can block that. Like, anyone can block that. Gotta be a little bit better there. You probably die actually. There's a lot of sparking. A lot of sparking meter. Yeah. Kater don't know how to clash. It's pretty funny, right? It's pretty funny how like all of Kater's technicality, all of his technical prowess in this game comes in combos. Otherwise, there's a lot of things he doesn't know how to do correctly. Yeah, it's Candy with the Twitch Prime. Thank you, bro. I think you subbed yesterday. It just didn't pop the notification. I appreciate you. Get handsed. Okay. This double jump, right? Again, this double jump is really scary. Jumping is fine. Super jump next time. You put yourself in some real awkward situations, especially because it's double anti-air assist. So like, you really got to choose your spots against team structures like his. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Still fine. Yeah, you get tick grabbed. Don't have to hold this though, right? Like, he spends the second assist, just spark here. There's no real reason not to. He has nothing for the sparking scramble. He has to guess on an empty vanish situation, and most of the time they're just brain dead choosing EX command grab, which is yeah, you have punishes for that. You could 5S empty vanish. You can empty vanish late backdash, punish with JM. There's a lot of different things you can do here. But like, you shouldn't hold this when that second assist gets held. If he was holding on to Team Gohan assist, I could see why you would hold the sparking. Just because like on an empty vanish scenario, DP assist is really annoying to deal with, but like, he spent everything there, so there's no reason not to. And now you're dead. Mm-hmm. Actually, this is kind of close. Yeah, you died. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And this is where you sit here on the rematch screen like, I died from that? Yeah, bro, you had sparking. What are you doing? Nope. Jump forward is way better than round start super dash. Super jump forward in particular. Lariat misses. You'll get behind the Broly ball most of the time as well. Just get meated. Get hit by safe jumps. I mean, you didn't have an assist, so I think you're gonna live, but. Damn. Listen, here's a piece of advice. I do this with Bardock, and I think you should work it in with Cell as well. When you spark, mash 21 during this, and then empty vanish. Like, you wanna plink it. The moment you land from sparking, plink, assist, empty vanish. And what it does is that if they if they choose something like down tech 2H or some shit like that, that is not a grab, right? They take the 21 assist or get hit, or if they block it, you get a 50-50 straight up. If he chooses command grab, you can get grabbed, but he's much less likely to choose command grab here when he doesn't even have the half bar for EX, right? And so like most people are not going to choose just regular anti-air command grab. Like you'd never see that move used like at all, and for good reason. It's not really that good. You could also like empty vanish backdash if you're that scared of it, and then choose like go tanks to go back in with. It's like either or, but you have options here. Your sparking transition was garbage. What is this? This is lazy. This is lazy. It's lazy because if you do the exact same thing but with super jump, you still mix him. Because what happens here is you think he's gonna get pushed all the way into the corner and you're gonna be fine, but you know whenever 21 makes contact here that he still has all this space. There's nothing else to push him back, right? There's nothing else you have to push him back into the corner that far, so you should be able to recognize that and switch what you do. Just super jump here, and then you can air dash back in the original direction or go low, and it's still a 50-50. It doesn't matter, so Wow, Cater, that was a really fucking bad guard cancel, man. That's tough. Here's where we get to see if you watch the latest 21 primer. Oh, you didn't spark. Okay, that's fine. Smoked. You're getting hit by that a lot. It's hard. So the thing is, right, is that it's not reactable, but it is guessable, right? A lot of Team Gohans are going for cross up in the same situations like this. So like some people just they fuzzy left right here on defense. But you can check him too. Like you have solar flare, so like if you wanted to press it on a fuzzy, it's actually not that bad here. It's 10 frame startup and anti-airs. It's -1 on blocks, so like okay sometimes. You can also press assist during it as well. If you feel like you're gonna do like if you're gonna sit and react to like, you know, him taking off or him doing an IED, you can also hit them out of 6M sometimes too, so That shit is really funny when it happens, but. Oh, what the fuck? If you don't fucking punish him, he does not get to do this in your face like this. He does not get to do this in your face. He eats a full ass punish for that. Like, yeah, that's hesitation. He has no assist to back up. He has no assist available, man. And this is why you got to pay attention to your opponent's resources when they do shit. Like, that is the free ass punish. Like. Fellow like me's pressing 5M there. Just to let him know. Nice. You don't get a knockdown here anymore though, unless you spend an assist. Okay. So here's a problem. If you're gonna do this, I think it was by accident. I think you tried to shock cancel or something, right? But after it drops, like just doing dash spin in is really dangerous, because what if he doesn't down tech, right? What if he chooses another tech option then down? Then you just whiffed. And it's not like your assistant neutral has that great of coverage. So like if he up techs, he's gonna be up here, right? Cell goes like this. And so like it doesn't even do anything for you. So if you spin in, you just get whiff punished. So you want to be a little bit less so like yeah, Gotenks can play neutral against characters like Broly pretty well. You just have to be patient. Because the problem is that Cater chooses the same three neutral options like over and over again. So like almost always he's gonna start shooting Ki Blast and then just look to try to get a freeway in with Baby. That's really easy to answer. But you can't answer it if you're already in another move. So yeah, you have to be willing to be patient and kind of bait out his assist, because you don't have to worry about Gohan in neutral because it doesn't do anything until you get close. So and that's another thing that could have happened here. You could have mashed Gohan assist on defense, right? If he jumped and pressed Gohan assist, you just get full punished, right? So you want to be careful about overextending. I review footage. Yeah, I'm the footage reviewer, man. I'm like the analyst. And yeah, that's tech. Yeah, another bit of an overextension here, right? So you jump back, you're trying to get a turn back, right? There's a lot of ways this can go wrong though. Like it misses on super jump, it misses on tap forward. You also don't have an assist, and so like everything you do in this game without an assist is like most of the time it's gonna be pretty risky. And so for that reason, you want to be far more patient and be willing to play back until that assist is actually there, so you actually have some type of coverage. Otherwise everything is going to be punishable or answerable at face value. They don't have to worry about what if they do late assist call or early assist call. It's just this guy is minus 30, so I'm just going to punish minus 30, right? You got caught holding up by 5M of all buttons. That's tough. Do you feel uncomfortable blocking Broly? You're really scared of grapplers? Well, consider that his grab is not nearly as oppressive as like a Blue Goku or a Z Broly. You're dying? Wait, what? What do you mean? Not like this. I'm pretty sure you missed this combo because the landing recovery on this. Yep. Oh no, Nitro has COVID. I'm tweeting right now. That's OD. That's definitely what happens here, by the way. You JM him, and then the move that you did has landing recovery even afterwards, so you don't get the combo. See how see the squat animation? This is a pretty funny squat animation too. Look at this shit. No, it can combo, but it's harder to combo because you have landing recovery. Why you squat like that? Every character in the game has a squat animation when they have landing recovery. Yeah. It's just he flattens out, bro. See, like this was a fine neutral choice, but well, oh, actually no, it's not that good. It's not that good. All right, so here I'm gonna spit real quick, right? Jay's success is really good, but a lot of Gotenks players are complete fucking morons, and they don't really know how to use the move. And I'm not even saying that's what happens here, but you gotta consider that, like, in the mid range, your options are still severely limited. So Jay's success, it makes contact, right? But there are a lot of ways that this could go wrong because you don't know if they reflected, you don't know if their super dash is starting up. You're not going to be able to react no matter what, which is why every time that you go into the mid range against Curse, he mashes EX punches or EX spin because he's really afraid of being super dash from this range. And so sometimes you just don't want to choose the move, right? Sometimes you just don't want to choose it. Even though it's really good, sometimes you just don't want to press it because you might actually be able to answer the option from your opponent if you hold it. If you choose an option immediately, this is mid-range, so like this is hard. You can't react to anything here, no matter what he chooses. If he mashes raw tag or some shit, you're just never gonna be ready. You just won't be ready here, right? You just can't be. It's impossible. And so, like, while it's enticing to press J success every single time you go into the air, sometimes you just don't want to press anything. Just super jump, and if he chooses one of those options, you get your double jump back if you block it anyway. But yeah, this is a pretty nasty scramble. It'd be like that. Yeah. Oh no, my boy. Like, far too many key blasts, my friend. What's all this then? What'd you do, 3? This is why I tell people to do 1 or 2. So I tell people. It's tough. I don't even think you had meter to like try to panic vanish there, even if you wanted to. But you die here either way, so it doesn't even matter. Because if you mash vanish there, you get 2H'd. That's tough. That's tough. Wow. Damn, you're gonna do all this and he's not gonna die. That's tough. And the super whiffs. That felt like a fuck it mash. Like, I'm gonna lose anyway, so I'm just gonna mash. Okay. They made it so that this gives you super jump property now. So like you spending your double jump immediately after EX perfect attacking is like really, really bad neutral fundamental. Like, look at this. You EX perfect attack him and then you immediately double jump. So what the fuck does Cell do here? What does he do? What does he do in this situation? Can't do shit. Now you've really fucked yourself. You don't have any meter. You don't have anything, right? You really don't want to spend this early. You want to hold the double jump in case your opponent actually tries to take some space from you, so you can disengage. But this is not good. This is not good at all. Don't do that. That shit is real bad. If I see a Cell do that shit, I'm super dashing at him 100%. I don't give a fuck. Wow, it actually went over his head. That's pretty funny. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Why? What was that starter? It's 5LL, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So yeah, you're committing way too much on round start, like way too much. And I think you're doing it because you like, you feel really lost in neutral, like really lost. And so like you feel like you have to get this hit on round start, or else you feel like you can't win neutral. So like the thing about playing characters like Cell is that like you're gonna have to be patient on neutral. There's gonna be a lot of times where you're just kind of doing nothing, and that's the drawback to playing a character that doesn't have strong long range threat. You're just gonna have to float around, just kind of wait for him to create an opening for you, because people do. No one's playing such good neutral that they give you no options to get in at any given time, right? There's bad matchups for sure, but like the people that you're playing against are not like that. And so like even on like round start, when when it's 3 characters versus 3, you're choosing like very committal round starts a lot. And like it's because of the confirmation bias. You're thinking, if I just get the hit now, then I don't have to worry about the neutral game. But what happens whenever your opponent hits you on round start, and now you're forced to defend, which you're also not very comfortable with? It just gets really ugly. It gets really ugly real quick. So I think you should play more patient for sure. You have to be more willing to do nothing for longer periods of time. That is the drawback to not having key blasts, or not having options to just kind of posture around in neutral. And for that same reason, your assist calls are going to have to be more on point. What you're looking for is trying to cut off movement from your opponent. So like a really good place to call 21, a place that I call 21 a lot is post double jump for my opponent, because people are burning double jump egregiously a lot in neutral. And so like I'll literally like do it's like geometry class, right? It's like geometry class. If I'm here, right? If I'm here and you're here and they decide to jump, right? Okay, so as they're falling after double jump, where do I call my assist so that they intersect as they're falling, right? Geometry class, just like that. I'm sure you took geometry at some point, right? And so like that's how I look to intercept my opponent's movement with my assist. This is also this same lesson, right? Is how to lariat, right? That doesn't apply to you in this situation, but those of you who play lariat characters, you might be asking, what's a good lariat and what's a bad lariat? This is also the correct philosophy for doing good lariats, is kind of aiming for intersection points, knowing where your opponent is going to be and looking to meet them there. That is where you should lariat, not in these like just YOLO spots that people think that, I don't know, people are fucking dumb. But anyway, your assist calls need to be stronger. On this character, like you have to have good movement, you have to have good assist calls. It's the way it is. This has to be. And a lot of people don't, and so like you're gonna suffer a lot because you're only running one explicit neutral assist. Like Gotenks is like fine once you're in the mid range, but like Cell doesn't have issues once he's in the mid range in the first place. He has issues in the long range, and so 21 assists is a really big part of your game plan. And so if you're burning that and it's not getting anything done for you, it's going to feel really difficult to win against your opponent. You need to be more aware of character specific situations where you can actually check them. That is a privilege that Cell has. What's up, Arcana? How you doing? That is the privilege that Cell has that not other characters, right? Like not every character can just press a frame 1 invulnerable move that's safe on block to check their opponent's bad ideas. Team Gohan after EX leg solo, right? Like you have a privilege that not many other characters have. So you need to be aware, so that whenever those situations present themselves, you're actually ready to try to answer, or else you're just gonna let your opponent get away with the same exact offense on your character that they shouldn't be allowed to run. Any advice against grapplers? You're nervous blocking them. I mean, like stop being a bitch. Like, what do you mean? Any advice against grapplers? Like, not every grappler is created equally, right? This is not Z Broly. If it's Z Broly, everyone gets hit, right? At Z Broly, you just have to commit. Like you have to guess, essentially, right? You have to make a call out. Is he gonna grab or is he gonna stagger me, right? You have to employ OS defense, right? Against characters like this that have slower command grabs, OS defense is even stronger, right? Fuzzy jumps are stronger. All that stuff. Fuzzy buttons are stronger. Why? Because he doesn't have armor on all of his buttons, and his command grab is slower, and so his frame data is also not that good. And so that you can get away with a lot more stuff on defense against S Broly than you could like a Z Broly. You just have to be willing to do it, and like it has to actually be OS defense. You sitting in a block string and holding up back is not a fuzzy jump, right? Those are completely different. Those are two completely different things. And so if you're really lazy on defense and you're just holding up back, you're gonna get 5M and die. It frame traps you. But if you're actually employing OS defense or OS jumps, then you're gonna get away from S Broly a lot. And the thing about Cater is that he mashes 2H pretty much every time he whiffs a command grab. And so like you're gonna get a punish like pretty much every time. If you're just aware, you should work your assistant to that as well. Gotenks is really good for that. Fuzzy jump plus Gotenks B is like really strong for situations like this. But you have to, there's still defensive philosophy even against grapplers, right? You still have options. You still have GC, you still have GC vanish, you still have all those things, right? Because they have to string you. Most of the time they're going to string you. The amount of times that someone is just like raw command grabbing you after no blocks done, not very much. Like it doesn't happen very often. And so look for patterns in your opponent's offense if they run their strings in a certain way, right? This matters a lot. One of the resources that people are the worst at managing is block string resource, because you can only do certain moves at certain points, right? So for example, if I start my string with an L button, I can do anything, right? I can do an M button, I can do an H button, I can do specials, I can do all that, I can do key blasts, right? However, once my opponent gets to the point in the combo where are at H, right? Let's say he does like 5H on block. What options does he have? Key blast or special? He can't go back to M's, he can't go back to L's because there's no reverse beat on the character, right? And so like our amount of options that we have on defense changes. It opens up a lot of things because you know you can't be hit by certain things, and so you don't have to worry about them in your defensive repertoire anymore. As opposed to early on in block strings where your opponent can pretty much do anything, which makes it harder to block. Which is why Z Brolys do 5L and 5LL into option, right? They don't do, most Z Brolys are not doing entire strings and then doing command grab or then doing 2 through success. Why? Because it's much easier to defend because they have no block string resources anymore. It's way scarier for them to just press L buttons on your block and leave it completely ambiguous what they're going to do. But yeah, that dynamic's completely different for like an S Broly who is not threatening with an unreactable command grab in the first place, and is also really prone to like OS jump and OS mash because frame data is not that good. But yeah, you just like when I say like stop being a bitch, like what I really mean is like actually seek the knowledge that you need to gain, right? If you keep going on as you are, you're always going to be afraid of grapplers. It'll never change. You'll just be stuck in this infinite loop where you lose to every grappler no matter what. And so like you need to actually do your homework and know where in strings is like more likelihood to where more likelihood that a defensive option will actually go through. When is it unsafe to, you know, GC? When is it unsafe to GC vanish? When is it unsafe to, you know, where's a good challenge in the block string? Does he usually go for like S into special or something? That might be reflectable then, right? There's a lot of different things. Or you can just press sparking and not have to deal with it, but you won't always have that resource, so that it's pretty important. But I think your biggest issue by far is that like your neutral is like really lackluster, like quite lackluster. You're choosing too many moves on characters that are not, they don't have the luxury of just pressing moves, right? Cell and Gotenks do not have the luxury of just pressing moves in neutral and just like auto winning, right? Because most of the time when Gotenks presses some shit, it's gonna have to be a special. He can't just throw out a 5M that's unpunishable on whiff, right? He can't just do that. He has to press key blasts and he has to press, you know, he has to press special moves in response to his opponent. You press beam when you think your opponent's about to start key blasting. You press spin when you want to, you know, go through projectiles or traverse the screen, right? But you can't just like YOLO 2M in neutral with Gotenks, where other characters can. And so like you have to be willing to be more patient and play more reactive. And you'll be much better off against system mechanics as well if you do that. If you just slow down, sometimes less is more. With your team, I think less is more a lot of the time. You're not gonna wanna, because the reward off of you getting a favorable neutral interaction is really high, right? You get Ghost Oki, and so like why are we flailing around in neutral praying to get a hit when our reward is so high. We should be willing to just sit and be patient because we know everything is going to convert into super high advantage for us, whether that be 21 level 3 or Ghost Oki. And so like it's okay if it takes a long time to get the hit, because we already know what happens after the hit is going to play itself for us. We don't have to be so crazy. So that's what I got for you, man. Your favorite way to beat Super and Z Broly is to never be on block stun? Well, I mean, good luck with that, but good luck with that. When you pass me the cheat code that allows you to not be on block stun